Hey everyone. Uh, Something really strange happened tonight. So, today was a pretty full day for me. This morning, woke up, I was in contact with my friend quite a lot, and we got him to come over here so we could actually do, something that we've been wanting to do for a while. Go check out Fan Studios. There will soon be a Jedi Off-Duty skit up that is gonna be pretty worth it. But after that, we dropped the friend off, got dinner, and went to see The Last Jedi. And Matt, very disappointed in that movie. I'm not gonna say Matt is a huge Star Wars fan. Very disappointed. If you haven't seen it, you got to. If you're into the Star Wars universe at all, or just want to see a movie. The movie theater was not that crowded, but the weirdest thing happened. So I decided I always like to sit up at the back row. I always like to sit up at the top and the back, so I found 3 seats back there. I thought it was pretty good. And I was waiting for Matt because Caleb was going to arrive a little later. They got there just in time for the movie. And so we sat in these 3 spots, and as I was waiting for them to come in, there was this man who was just kind of standing on the stairs. He was just a little shorter than me, and he was just kind of, I don't know what he was doing. It looked like he was eyeballing his seats. I don't know what he was doing. Eventually, he sat down. There was a man all the way in the corner because it was close to the end at the back. And he sat next to that man, and eventually the man moved away. Didn't know why. And eventually, Caleb and Matt came in. We sat down, started watching a movie. As the movie continued, I noticed that the man was just staring at me. I didn't know why. I would eventually figure out, like, a little more than halfway through the movie, he was actually staring at my crotch. And the man, he wasn't coughing, but I could tell just by his breath he was a smoker, and he had a lisp. I later figured out he had a lisp, and his movement was not very fluent, and so he probably was mentally disabled in some way. And there was one point where he was like his head was almost in my lap. He was staring at my crotch. It was weird. And by that point, Matthew turned over and gave him the look of death, and the guy stopped. And I had put my hood on by that point. I had the hood on in the movie theater. I put it up so I couldn't actually see him. And any time that I ever looked over in his direction, he would just smile at me. And when he first sat down, he said, "How are you?" And I said, "I'm good." He seemed pretty nice, but that was crazy. And there was another person who actually, because the guy was sitting next to Caleb, made Caleb move to the row right in front of us. Eventually, another guy came up and sat where Caleb was, but the guy started talking to him, and that one moved away. Eventually, the guy scooted close to me, and that's when he started staring at my crotch. His breath did not smell good at all. After Matthew had given the look of death, he stopped. And eventually, he tried to open in conversation about Star Wars with us. I didn't really partake too much. I know that I should have gotten a theater attendant there, told what was going on. I didn't. I just ignored him. I'm glad it did not escalate any further than it got. But if that happens again, I will. If something like that happens again, then I will tell authority. Because that's just not good. And the man, once Caleb left, there was someone else who sat there, I told you. When we had left the theater, that guy found us and met back up with us and asked him, like, "Hey, is that kind of like your brother or something?" And I'm like, "No," but the dude kept staring at my crotch, and it was so weird. I'm glad it did not escalate anymore, and I don't know what it was problem, if he was gay, if he was mentally disabled. He could have been both. Ugh. It was just so weird, and I really hope that does not happen again, because I was watching The Last Jedi, for crying out loud. I wanted to enjoy my night. Today was already a crazy day. It was almost non-stop filming a skit, which, check out Phantom Studios. That will be up soon, hopefully. But that's pretty much all that really happened today. I just wanted to say that was one of the weirdest things that's ever happened. And if it happens again in any movie theater or anywhere, I will get someone's attention. It's just I ignored him and nothing really escalated. I'm glad it didn't. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this. I don't know how you could, but just wanted to let everyone know that an overweight smoker with a lisp could be staring at your crotch. Thank you.